Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And today it's going to be a match between Serral and Bunny from Home Story Cup on Lost and Found, the latter edition. Top right-hand corner, the Red Zerg player from Ents Gaming and Finland, it is Serral. And in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Terran player sending out two SCVs on that minimap, it is Bunny from Team Blazer and Korea. Alright, so SCV 1. And momentarily, we will see SCV2. Ready for it? Ready, set. Oh, hello, SCV2. What could you be up to today? Man, my English accent and Australian accent and Scottish accent and Irish accent and Indian accents are all very bad. I can't keep them straight. Okay, so it's going to be double proxy barracks here. Luckily, Serral went pool first. Otherwise, he would be in big trouble. Euthermal did this to him a couple weeks ago on my channel, and he lost. He beats Serral. Okay, so Serral lost, Euthermal beats Serral, and by the time Serral knew what was going on, there were bunkers finished at his natural, and he was in a lot of trouble. Dude, Serral, if you're not going to drone scout, at least go pool first, which he did here. And so I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be just fine. Alright, so Overlord Scout has no idea what's going on. It will when it reaches the base, but yeah, one gas here from Bunny. Maybe it's going to be, well, it's going to be all Marines and maybe a Reaper. We will see. We'll see with this. Well, it doesn't have enough gas yet to make a Reaper, but we're going to start Marine production immediately. Bunny is a really, really good Terran player, you guys. He's amazing. He's up and coming. He does play for Team Blazer. Some Lings are already out, man. They're going to head across the map. And, okay, so the Overlord sees this, and the Lings dive right back in, and now we're done. Bunny's out. There's the cancel. The Lings are here. That's not going to happen. Marines are so bad against unupgraded Lings. Unupgraded Marines versus unupgraded Lings. The Lings are going to be just fine. They're fast. They hit hard. The Marines aren't very fast. Good positioning there, right? So nothing has died here, actually, for Bunny yet. He is continuing to make Marines, but it's just a Spine Crawler is on the way. We have additional Lings in production. We've got Queens coming in here, too. It's just not going to happen. Bunny, stop trying to make it happen. Your proxying Serral is not going to happen. Yeah, I think he's thinking about it. He's going to send the Marines home. Yep. Sending the Marines right on home. Female Carrick sees them on their walk of shame. They don't even have stim. They can't run. Ling rolls in and says, what's that? Okay, it looks like he's going home. Yes, lifting the barracks and heading on back. Okay, so at this point, Serral's in a pretty darn good spot, you guys. If you can survive a proxy barracks bunker rush without losing anything, you're in a pretty good spot. I'm just going to say that. So it is a good reason to go pool first here against Terrans. You can get some aggression off, or you can defend their aggression pretty darn easily. And Bunny is in a heck of a lot of trouble right now. He is bringing his Marines back home. The Lings are on the way. Are they not even researching speed? Not even enough gas. There's the gas for speed if Serral wants it, but his mineral count isn't high enough yet. So Speedlings could do some stuff here. Slowlings, I don't know. I don't know if Slowlings can get a lot done against this number of Marines. Maybe if it was a bunch of Slowlings, but making a bunch of Slowlings is just, it's a waste. I'm going to call it a waste here. Look at all this lost production time from Bunny, too. He would have a decent army up at this point, but unfortunately had to fly his barracks all the way home, and that's not what's happening at all. Serral takes the opportunity to take a quick third base just south of his natural. No big deal whatsoever on that one. And yeah, Ling just says, these barracks actually go home? Yes. Is there a quick third base? No. Nope. The Overlord can actually scout that third base and the natural at the same time. So he sees the naturals on the way. The barracks comes in for the scout. The Overlord tries to save his own little hide. That's just not going to happen at all. But the bad news for Bunny is third base by Serral is just about done. Liberator in production now from Bunny. He does have that all-important starport when you're facing off against Zerg. Just for medevacs, liberators, battle cruisers, if you're going to battle cruiser rush. Got battle cruiser rushed on a ladder the other day. I do 2v2 ladder with Somicron on stream, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. We got battle cruiser rushed, and then we murdered another Terran who was going to battle cruiser rush us. It's just like, what is going on? Why is so much battle cruiser rush, you guys? I know it's good, but actually, the one where we lost, the battle cruiser, one of them, the first one that got sent over, we eventually killed it, but it got 53 kills before that happened. It was ridiculous how good it was and how unprepared we were for it. Queens are good against it. Spore Crawlers are good against it. Just keep pumping Queens, and you're going to be just fine. Transfuses, make sure you get the transfuses off. All right, so Lings are scouting exceptionally well for Serral. He's going for a Baneling nest back home. Looks like a Ling Bling, probably a Hydra thing based on the lair here. If I had to guess what we're seeing. And Ling Bling Hydra is pretty good. Hydra DPS is amazing. Banelings are great against Marines. And Zerglings can get surrounds. Okay, so they're trying to get in here and almost caught him on the ramp. Okay, jeez. Two of the least successful Hellions of all time. Liberator does show up here. Good pull at the drones, getting him out of there. Only two of them do end up getting killed. Nice job by Bunny. And going to use this single target air attack. I mean, it does splash damage, which means that killing a single target is very inefficient for a Liberator. So Centrifugal Hook's on the way here. You can't just go Ling Baneling though, Serral. Trust me on this one. I try in our 2v2 matches to just go Lings and Banes, and it does not go well for me more often than not. All right, so gas 3 and 4 on the way here from Bunny. He is working on barracks. He's going to bioplay this thing. 1-1 is on the way at the engineering bay too. A landed Viking actually trying to do some jobs. The Queen actually gets more damage off on you if you lift off, dude, but I guess you had to avoid the Lings there too. Are you back in? Oh, Liberator was back in. 3 more drones go down, but the Queens pick her off and send her down into the abyss. Actually, that's not an abyss. There's just stuff down there. I mean, she's dead because the thing exploded. What the heck else is... Ah, here we go. Bunny is trying to get a third base down, and the Ling's trying to shut that down, I guess, but not really. Yeah, we're okay with that. Is Serral going to go for a fourth? Yes, of course Serral's going to go for a fourth. You know Serral's style at this point, you guys. He's going to play macro. He's going to play macro until it doesn't work anymore, and it's been working because he won BlizzCon in 2018. He is a BlizzCon champion, the first non-Korean to ever win it. Possibly. I mean, there are some rumors of a Brood War Championship that was held back 20 years ago, 18 years ago. That's some European or perhaps a Canadian one. But I can't find anything about that. I can't find a StarCraft 1 champion that's not Korean in the history of the sport. StarCraft 2 definitely has had all Korean champions. And I don't know. It's interesting. All right, so Lings versus these Marines. Widowmine does fire. Ooh, catching a Baneling, catching a Queen. She absorbs most of the shot. But she can also be transfused, so no big concern there whatsoever. Marines ready to march on over here again. Do they have any upgrades? They have the 1-1. The 1-1 is done. Combat Shield is on the way here too. They definitely have Stim based on the Stim that they ran up there earlier. Lings working on 1-1, but they're not quite there yet, so the upgrade advantage is definitely to Bunny, but they're just more Lings. Just more. Serral's at 76 workers, and he is also at 42 army supply. It's a pretty good spot to be in. No. You can target Fire Banelings if you have enough Marines and there are few enough Banelings, and in that situation, absolutely not. That was not going to happen, and Bunny was forced to pick up. No big deal. Another group moving on out is Drilling... Excuse me, is Drilling Claws on the way? It is not, nor is it complete. The Widow Mines cannot be perma-cloaked when they're burrowed. Man, Serral, so good, man. Just look at this. He baits the Widow Mine into... almost firing. It's incredible. Here comes your drop. There are some Lings on top of this. I don't know if there are enough to actually do this, though. More Lings are cruising in, but the positioning by the Marines is actually pretty fantastic right now. Here come a billion more Zerglings and some Banelings, and you got to get out of there, leaving some Marines to die on the ground below. Marines continuing to attack on in right now, clearing out some creep tumors. Lings, leave our creep alone. It is ours. It is sacred creep. Army supplies 78, or rather 58 to 81. Bunny has a humongous army. Well, less of a humongous army now. A lot of them are up there. A lot of them are over here. They're split up into different groups, which is really a good way to beat Zerg. Is to split up in different groups. Use your mobility with the Medivacs, right, to fly around really, really fast. Land in multiple places at once and see what damage you can get done. Another Widow Mine picked off there. Drilling Claws is on the way right now. Big attack from Bunny, meeting up with another group at the top left here. Going to try to push on into this 5th base that Serral's going for. No big deals. The 4th base is already done for Bunny. Nice positioning here by Bunny, though. Great, fantastic positioning by the Blue Terran player. Like I said, Serral, that 5th base is on the way, but 4 bases is already done. Well, okay, 4th base is on the way here from Bunny. I guess I assumed it was almost done there, but it's not quite there yet. Sense of time can get a little bit lost when you are casting, ladies and gentlemen. So no major losses here so far. I mean, it's about 3,000 to 2,000 resources lost, which is just not really enough to even comment on at this stage of the game. We're going to get a little bit More into it later. Widowmine shot. Oh, gosh. Reaction time to Widowmines with Lings is hard because they're fast. They dive in there. They get tracked. They get locked onto, and even if you dive out, sometimes if you dive out immediately, it's not even fast enough, and you're going to lose 10 to 12 Zerglings there, which is exactly what happened. Drilling Claws is not done, which would have been really good for Bunny in that situation, but overall not too game-changing. We have a Hive. We got a Spire on the way from Serral. He's droning up really, really hard. His APM is cruising over 1,000 right now, which is absolutely bonkers. And Bunny he's not really able to get the damage done right now. Serral's sitting at 79 workers. He's lost 5 drones. All of that to Liberators. I believe it hasn't even been the Marines that have successfully gotten anything done there. Hydra, Ling, Baneling. Yep, that's the tech right now. And it is pretty good. The Hydras can deal with the Medivacs pretty fantastically. Trying to pick them out, forcing them to boost away. At least another attack is forced to pick up and get the heck out of there for Bunny. And Serral's controlling 2 armies at once, which he is extremely capable of doing. And if you watch a first-person view, actually, hold on a second. Can we do this real quick? We're going to watch Serral real quick. Do you see how he just bounce, 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 bounce? He never really stays in one place at any length of time. He's moving back. He's resetting rally points for Banelings.
Enemy sequence
I like that he uses the Abathur. He goes back to deal with the Widowmine, doesn't watch it die. He just knows it's going to die. He knows he lost some drones back there, but that's totally fine. And he's just, the bouncing is crazy. Dealing with this on basically 3 fronts at once right now. Escaping with his army, but not watching it escape. Okay, so that's how this works. If you're running with an army, don't watch it the whole way as you're running. Get it when it gets back onto the creep, and you'll be fine. So far, here comes a giant attack from Bunny. He is 199 supply. He's maxed out, setting up here with the Widowmines. Baneling's getting some really nice hits off there. Bunny not really paying attention, it would seem like, but that's a lot of Baneling, a lot of Hydra, a lot of Ling. Widowmine does end up firing on a good group of Banelings there and wiping them out. Those are Banelings that are not going to kill Marines anytime soon because they are dead. I'm not sure if they reincarnate or not. Hydra's trying to focus off some of these dudes. Baneling hits explosively happening right there as well. And Bunny, I don't think he wants to go up here. This is a lot of Zerg crushing on him, but they don't want to leave the creep. Serral does not want to leave the creep. He's going to spread the creep. He's going to fight on the creep, but he does not want to leave the creep. He's going for the Greater Spire. He's getting Vipers here too at the 12-minute mark. And Bunny kind of dancing around. He's trying to see if he can get maybe some multi-pronged harass done. These are empty Medivacs that he's just sacrificing for, I guess, additional supply. That was weird. Maybe he was hoping Serral would overreact to that, but he didn't really set up a counteract anyway there for Bunny. This is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base in the bottom right-hand corner for Serral. 4 bases up and running for Bunny right now. Lings and Hydras knocking down these rocks just to make them a little bit easier. Well, these paths a little bit easier to traverse for the Zerg. Upgrades are 2-2 for the ground units. The melee ground units here, and big engagement. Bunny actually winning that one quite handily, forcing his way in, picking off some creep tumors, target firing those very, very nicely indeed, picking up a changeling in his spare time. More and more Widowmines are joining the party. This just reminds me of Beyond so much. This is so much Heart of the Swarm Beyond style, with the Marines and the Widowmines and the Marauders and the Medivacs that were the Widowmines were permacloaked all the time back then. They were really, really good. Not that they're bad now or anything, but the 6th base does get canceled. Serral losing that one, sees the army come in, kills an Overlord too, so losing that is not a great thing. Meanwhile, Bunny is successfully building a 6th base of his own, as we have a 5th base at the 12 or 6 o'clock position for Bunny. So Bunny is doing pretty well for himself at the 13-minute mark of the game. The thing is, does he have the answer for Broodlords? He is working on a Ghost Academy, and he is getting Liberators, which is a pretty decent answer, but Vikings would be the way to go. I don't think he knows there are Broodlords on the way. Let's find the Greater Spire and see if it's been scouted. Absolutely not. It has not been scanned. It has not been scouted in any way whatsoever. But Bunny just setting up on the left and the right side. This is something Innovation really likes to do against Zergs. Is attack from the left, then the right, then the left, then the right, and force the Zerg player to bounce back and forth and decide how many units to send to defend. Widowmines end up firing on a Broodlord, which is something we've seen. We've seen Broodlords get wiped out before because a lot of Widowmines just wandered up into them and burrowed. Not wandered, it's very intentional by the Terran. And because Broodlords stack on top of each other, it can kill them very, very quickly indeed. Alright, so Bunny firing a little bit there. Nothing too crazy from him. We're working on personal cloaking. Is Bunny for his ghosts. Just more Broodlords and Banelings for Serral. 81 to 70 workers. Serral has the lead there. 112 to 127 for Bunny. Bunny has the lead on that one too. So Serral just keeping the creep spread enough to where his bases are not in a ton of trouble. Widowmine's firing, but extending off creep now. It's Serral. He's trying to get some major wins, trying to force Bunny back further than he's comfortable going. Those guys not left. Oh, full medevac abducted into Hydras. Oh. Okay, so that one, oh, no, just kidding. That one's dead too. Okay, that was killer. That was absolutely destructive to what Bunny is trying to do. Resources lost, 11,000 for him now. He's at 164 supply to 196 for Serral. That was disgusting. Using those abducts in that situation is absolutely gorgeous out of Serral. So he's getting a new 6th base here at like the 1130 position, I believe I've called it on this map before. Sensor tower up, missile turret up, Widowmine ready to fire any Zerglings that wander over in this direction. And hey, look, there are some now. Ooh, actually friendly fire killing the SCV. Sometimes people forget that Widowmines do friendly fire. Liberator trying to sneak up here, but guess what? This is Spore Crawler Central. You don't get to do that. You don't get to fly up that way, it turns out. These Marines are just on a mission alone on the creep, and they're all completely wiped out. No problem. The thing is, Bunny is sitting on a really, really healthy economy right now. He's sitting at 3,000 minerals per minute. He effectively has 5 mining bases. Yeah, I mean, the main and the natural, or natural's really mined out, or main's really mined out. Natural getting there too. Vikings in production. He knows about the Broodlords because they attacked him on that left side earlier. But this is just, it's a Baneling, Broodling style thing here. Baneling style thing here. There's that. Oh, the abduct on the full medevacs is disgusting. It is so damaging. There are 7 medevacs in the sky right now. 7 in the sky right now for Bunny. Missile turrets up, fighting. Here come the Lings. Here come the Banelings. They're going to try to take down this planetary fortress. The SCVs aren't even trying to save it here. He is saving some Banelings for the army. He knows the Lings can handle it the rest of the way. That was such beautiful play. Banelings exploding on ghosts with the Overseer support there. No problemo, senor. Medevac gets picked off. SCVs getting killed in the process. And finally, a base of Bunnies does get wiped out by Serral. He does tend to be patient about this. It's 17 minutes in the game. He finally kills the first base of his enemy. He burrows a Baneling, he burrows a Zergling in here. We're looking at +3/+3 Zerglings with adrenal glands. I mean, this is as full crackling as you're going to get. The Broodlords are trying to take down Bunnies at 6th base in the top left-hand corner. And I think they might just be able to do it. The blue army is actually heading that way now. But I think it's going to be too little too late. At the very least, the bank here for Bunny is 32. The bank for Serral is 4,700. I mean, the base is gone. There's no saving it. The army kind of sets up. Nope, Zerglings down here where the SCVs thought it was safe. Serral is in just everywhere placed at once right now. Everywhere placed at once right now. That is 17 SCVs killed. 48 now for Bunny. Here comes a big attack on in with Banelings, Lings, and Hydras. The Ghosts are trying to stand in, abducting the Liberators. So they have to get out of defender mode. But is there enough stuff on the ground here to do this thing? The Broodlings keep chewing their way through stuff. They're fully upgraded Broodlings, mind you. They do benefit from the upgrades that Zerglings and Banelings and Ultralisks also benefit from. Zerglings cruising on in, and that is your good game. What an absolutely amazing performance there from Serral. And we're going to make this a sneaky twofer. How does that sound? We'll sneaky two for this one. Excellent job by Serral, though. I mean, he wiped out that base. Top left, he wiped out the 6 o'clock base, and at that point, it's 170.98 supply. I don't know who's still in here. It looks like Serral did get Anabolic Synthesis for Ultralisks. Which, I mean, did he ever make any, or? He didn't. He didn't. Somebody's still sitting in this game. Who is it? I don't know. I don't know who it is. Anyway, it's cool. But, man, I mean, Bunny was in a fantastic position there just a couple minutes ago. He was sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases against Serral. Unfortunately, Lings and Banes roll in and wipe this one out. Meanwhile, Broodlords set up siege on the top left once. Bunny's out of position to save this at all. He loses it. In the meantime, the SCVs that were on the top left try to come down to the 6 o'clock position because this is safe now, right? No, wrong. There are Lings here and wipe out that economy too. Just absolutely, Serral was everywhere. He was defending pretty darn well. I mean, anytime you can lose... Well, he did lose 18 drones, I guess. Where the heck did he lose 18 drones? I mean, there were some attacks over here. Maybe there were some that got some drones in the crossfire. I don't know. I don't know. But let's go ahead and come back with game number 2 of the Sneaky Twofer in just a second. All right, game 2 of our Sneaky Twofer will be on Acid Plant, the ladder edition. Top left-hand corner, it's going to be Bunny. Bottom right-hand corner, it's going to be Serral. All right, Serral won game 1, as everybody knows because they just watched it. And we're going to see if Bunny's going to try to proxy again, but I don't feel like he will because it got shut down so darn easily the first time. All right, Serral, you're going to go pool first this time because you don't like worker scouting. All right, 140, 150, 60, 70, and no. Actually, no. He's not going for a pool first here. Looks like it's going to be hatch first play. Out of our red Zerg player, Barracks on the way here from Bunny. And there's the hatch first at about 16. 16 supply. There it is. It was definitely 16. Okay, so this game's going to start out a little bit more standard here. I like the weird openings. I just feel like standard openings are just, we know what we're going to see. Right here from Bunny, he's going to go open up Reaper. The Reaper's going to come over here and maybe kill a Zergling against Serral. It'd be very impressive if he did. There's no way he's getting a drone kill. The Queen's going to pop out. The Reaper's going to have to leave. The Reaper's going to try to get some scouting, and then the game will get interesting. At that point, we'll probably see Hellions, which are more interesting to cast. Maybe a Liberator or a Viking, which is pretty interesting too. But yeah, I mean, it's going to branch out in normal ways at this point, unless Bunny just completely goes off the rails, but he is playing to the script perfectly here. There's the Reaper, instantly ready to rock. Serral's APM is 600 plus even at this stage of the game. He's an insane person. What is even going on here? There is your command center for Bunny. Serral's hatch is almost done. Extractor, he hasn't even started. Oh, just kidding, he has a pool. Pool is on the way from Serral. He's not that greedy, obviously. There's a Reaper on the way. If he hadn't started a pool yet, then he'd have a third base. And 3 hatch before pool is just insane. You need the pool done for the Queens and the Lings. If you go 3 hatch before pool, then suddenly the Reaper gets all the kills in the world. Although, sometimes Terran opens up Marine first. And if you could figure that out, if you could just figure out, yes, this Terran's going to go Marine first, and then you can just go 3 hatch before pool and be fine, but you can't guarantee that. All right, so Reaper on the way. It's SpongeBob SquarePants. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? No one, because SpongeBob was drafted for war and is probably not going to survive. Yeah, man, SpongeBob doing what he can here in a Reaper suit. Pretty spry, actually. Do sponges need water to live? Like, I know he goes up on the ground in the movies and on the TV show and stuff, but he can't be up there forever, right? He needs moisture. Can he just be moistened, I guess would be my question. I don't know. Are there any experts? Beats me. Alright, so third base is going down for Serral. And the Queen's going to go ahead and save it from getting ignominiously killed by this Reaper. It would take about 300 shots for this Reaper to kill this thing. Which, the Reaper fire rate is pretty fast. I feel like eventually he'd get there. He'd be allowed to get there, but I don't even know why he's bothering. I guess maybe it weakens the hatchery a little bit for future attacks. Anyway, there's that Hellion stuff Bunny's working on. I just don't feel like it behooves you to do standard things against Serral. I really don't. I'm trying to decide if that's a good idea or not, and I just feel like the answer is no. But what else do you do? I mean, if you try to proxy barracks him, he just kills you. Or if you're Euthermal, you get a win, which is nice. But then he goes pool first and shuts all that stuff down too. I don't know, Battlecruiser Rush? Has anybody even tried Battlecruiser Rush at all? Serral is not scouting this at all. He has no idea what Bunny is doing. He knows because Bunny is doing exactly what you always do against Zerg, which are the Hellions. Actually, some pretty quick Widow Mine there. Oh, that's a medevac. Okay, so Widow Mine drop from Bunny. That's different. That is different enough. Our little Hellion Reaper companionship player here is just there hanging out, but there's a bunch of Queens, and yeah, just get out of there. Just get on out. Get on out of there. No one likes you. Serral does like to knock down this debris himself. Even though Terrans love to set up here with tanks and just shell your third. I don't know. I need someone to explain to me in the comments why he does this. Why he knocks down the rocks himself. It feels like it's helping the Terran a little bit, you know, because they have to kill these rocks anyway to get through, and they're faster at it because they have Marauders, and actually they can do damage to armored stuff, unlike, you know, Zerglings. But anyway, But anyway, Hellions are trying to roast up a Zergling. Raw, raw, raw. No, no, yes, no, no. Can't get it. Serral does a pretty good job at babysitting his units, which is a sign of great players, is if you can babysit every one of your units, it's going to add up in the long run, especially at this higher level of StarCraft 2. It's going to be good. All right, man, so we got a 4 Widowmine drop. What is this, TVP? It's kind of TVP. All right, so here we go. Spore Crawler getting some shots off, throwing up the detection. Get out of there. Oh, my gosh. The splits. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that split was good. Oh, man, that's pretty good. Only 10 kills off of 4 Widowmines. That's only 2 kills per Widowmine. But the third base is in a heck of a lot of trouble. 16 drones killed over the course of those attacks. The Widowmine attacks and the Hellion attacks. This is more like it, Bunny. This is what you need to do. You need to sock Serral in the teeth in the first couple minutes if you're going to win this thing. And I mean, Arya is the question here. Look at the Queens trying to knock this down. They don't do bonus damage versus armored. It's going to take them forever to get this sucker down, too. It's like 10 health every 2 seconds, which is forever when you have 2,000 health. Transfuse, keeping that Overlord alive. See what I mean by babysitting units? That's what I mean. Good control there. KDA charge gets tossed out immediately. Bunny's reaction time. That's one of the other things that really sets professional players apart from us scrubs, is their reaction time, right? Bunny's doing a million things at once, but when the Lings come in and go for the surround, he pulls back and tosses down a KDA charge instantly. That's it. That's all it takes, man. It's hard. It's really hard to do, especially if you're macroing up back home. Especially if you're making additional barracks, especially if you're making SCVs consistently and constantly through the first few minutes of this game. Viking does have a kill and might get another one here too. Are there any queens to save you, buddy? There is a queen, but not enough energy for a transfuse, so I think you're just toast. Yeah, wrong place, wrong time, man. That's not where you want to live. Creep spread here from Serral is getting pretty disgusting too. Not as great on the left or the right side, but the center path has 4 tumors on it. It's going to spread insanely fast. Left side is going to get cleared out here by Bunny. And the 4th base might actually be in a bit of trouble here, but a spot of trouble, as the English would say. Is it? Yeah, I think that's going to be a cancel. I think. Yeah, Ling's cruising in. All right, so the tank goes down. The Marines, too, it looks like. Queens firing at the same time. Hellions mixed in. 4th base, man, did he just... Oh, my gosh, he got it. That's a cancel on the 4th. Nice job by Bunny. Serral, he bleeds, man. It turns out he bleeds. He is a man after all. He's replacing his 4th base along the right side at the 3 o'clock position. And it's 116 to 105 supply. Bunny has the lead. Economically, he's ahead in workers by 2. Army, he's up by 9. He's got his 3rd base halfway running. Serral hasn't been able to be aggressive at all. And generally that's fine because he can expand and defend so well, but that's not what he's doing. He's not defending so well this game. Forcing a cancel on his 4th, which is just about done, is hugely problematic. Being on 3 base to 3 base for this long against somebody as good as Bunny is seems really problematic. Medevac does get picked out of the sky there by the Queens, which is really, really nice. Hellbats ready to rock here, working on upgrades for Marines and Marauders. Dropping into the natural, not getting a lot done. And the Medevac's just hanging over. I guess we're going to try to land in the main base. I mean, are they? That's where all the Lings and Banelings are, though. Why don't you just go home? Why don't you just go home and maybe not die to this Queen because you're so indecisive? Wow, Medevac with 6 hit points. 1 more shot from a Queen, 1 take it down. Here's some aggression from Serral. This is what I like to see. Rolling on in. Is that enough Marines to shoo you away? Ah, the Lings got in. You left the front door open. But I think there are enough Marines and a Widowmine here to shut that thing down and attack at the front. Actually, Bunny deals with that quite nicely. The Lings do get cleaned up eventually. And yeah, Bunny continues to be up in army supply, 62 to 48. Finally, right side base here for Serral. Admin coming. What? What is going on? Are we arguing with an admin about something? Don't ever do that. Arguing with admins is bad for one's health. I say from personal experience. 4th base under assault by Marines here again. There are 1-1 Marines, but it's just too many Lings and Queens and Mailings there. Serral defends that one exceptionally well. Kind of feels like a tennis game a little bit, right? Bunny keeps lobbing shots, firing shots. Look at that control. Look at that control. That was disgusting. Serral, seriously, man, he sees it coming, peels off the Ling it's targeting, moves it up right as it's firing. I'm sure Bunny was like, I got it. I got this hit. I'm so excited. No. Nope, just had that rug yanked right out from under ya by Mr. Cyril Spoiler Pants over here. Creep spread continuing to push from Cyril. Not incredible. I mean, I expected to be further than this at the stage, but Bunny's been sitting on the creep, killing tumors a lot too. Widowmine does take down a queen. Baneling's getting target fired down there really, really well, but still a few remaining. Widowmine's firing again, and here comes the drops. Here comes the drop at the natural. Widowmine's burrowing in. There's not enough links here at all. Queen is gonna get a medevac. Widowmine's getting some decent hits off there, but not as good. I don't think as Bunny wanted them to be. Continuing to push on into the 4th base. There are some links and banelings and hydras defending here. Widowmine needs to fire on something. Maybe, ooh, that was a better shot than it probably deserved. And it's 81 to 66 armor supply. Bunny might just be able to tie this thing up. Might just be able to go for the tie against Cyril here, which is just dead impressive considering, again, Cyril is BlizzCon champion. All right, Lings, Bane, Hydra, that tank is left behind as tank-evacs were removed from the game so very, very long ago. Bunny has managed, well, he's trying to take a 4th base here, but the Zergling's making a really, really hard time of it. Widowmine's, yeah, that's just nothing. Okay, that was a good hit. That's a lot of Zergling blood on the ground, but still not exactly what Bunny was going for overall there. Bunny's, Cyril is replacing his 4th base. It's going to be his 5th. We'll call that one his 5th now. At the 6 o'clock position, Bunny says no rest for the weary. It's time to push on out again with another double-pronged attack here. Medevacs sneaking down the left side. Marines, Marauders, Hellbats sneaking down the right side. We haven't forgotten about you, Drops. We're gonna watch you with great interest. Watch your career with great interest. Hydra's, oh, full medevac. Oh, the stutter step gets it. That is one of the saddest things. I don't even like Terran all that much. I mean, I'm impressed, but I don't. As a Zerg player, I have feelings. And getting a full medevac sniped off is just, nobody deserves that. No Terran on Earth deserves that to happen to them. Hey, look, another medevac getting shot at. And gonna throw into a Spore Crawler. Maybe not, though. Good control there by Bunny, not losing it. Alright, so Bunny's last attacks have not really gotten a whole lot done. Oh, another full medevac down to this Queen. Queen has 3 kills, is very pleased with herself about that last one, without question. Spire on the way from Cyril. 3-3 coming up for Bunny. Lings and Veins and Hydras are going to try and knock down this debris. And the Lings do have +2 attack, which is very, very good. But look at this concave. Look at this setup here from Bunny. He doesn't want these rocks to be killed, apparently. The Lings are going to get them. Oh, just kidding. It has exactly 16 hit points. Hit points. So the debris lives. No, Bunny killed it. I mean, maybe even by accident. Like a stray bullet hit that thing and it exploded. Free Hydras. Cyril's donating free Hydras right now. 70 to 80 workers. Cyril's been droning up quite a bit. And that's the problem. If you launch a few attacks against Cyril and they don't do anything, he's suddenly ahead of you in army supply and worker supply, and you're going to have a bad time. That said, it's 128 to 116. Bunny has the lead there. Losses virtually identical, 10,900 to 11,500. And Bunny, here we go. Marines, Marauders, 3-3, finishing up momentarily. Ground Carapace level 3, finishing up for Cyril momentarily. Going for those Broodlords again. They did pretty well for him in game. Oh, there. Oh, how the... Okay, that was a better hit. The second Widowmine might have caught him by surprise. As it turns out, he decides to head on home. He doesn't have enough to actually wipe this out. And I feel like he does. I feel like if he gets in there with some Lings and Veins, it's a good time. Good time for the Zerg anyway. Probably a bad time for the Terran. All right, here we go. Marines, Marauders. Marauders standing in and absorbing a lot of those Baneling shots, but too many Banelings. No, the concave from Bunny. Really great up there. Really great up there. Army is 122 to 122. The question is, are you ready for Broodlords? That's a fusion core on the way. Battlecruiser might not be a bad answer to Broodlords. Jump right on top of them, wipe them out with your Yamato gun. Stuff like that. All right, Bunny, I need you to kill a base if you're going to win this game. It's like, it's time to go or die. These are your choices right now. Can you kill a base or are you done? Are you donezo? Bunny's got happily a 5th base done. Cyril hasn't been able to expand for a while, it feels like. Bunny man just setting up this contain on the edge of the creep, sometimes pushing in, but mostly just making sure the creep spread isn't any more ridiculous than it is. That said, you can't be everywhere at once, as it turns out. Baneling's getting up, getting some decent connections, but again, Marauder's absorbing a lot of that damage. Yep, Serral's attempt at a 6th base. Nope. That is a Negatory Ghost Rider. Mistletoe getting picked off along the right side. Widowmine's firing on a lot of those Zerglings. Are they Cracklings yet? That was a good hit as well. They are not Cracklings. They don't even have adrenal glands, actually. Ugh. All right. All right. All right. Bunny being really patient here. He could have just ran in and tried to kill this hatchery, but he knew a flank attack was probably coming. He's just setting up. He was able to kill a base, right? That's what I'm talking about. He was able to kill a base of Serral's, and that's the big deal right now. Suddenly Broodlords, though, and suddenly Bunny has to pack on up. That's just got to be so demoralizing. He feels like he's in a great position. He's wiped out a couple bases, forced to cancel on a couple of them for Serral. He's slowed him down quite a bit, and then gets surprised by Broodlords. Terrans, you're scanning the whole game anyway, right?
It's heating up out
You just at least need to scan the main as much as you can, right? That way the Greater Spire shows up and you're cool. Instead of, oh crap, I have to pull back. I don't have the answer to Broodlords right now. Which are ghosts and they're getting produced, but they're not going to have the energy for steady targeting immediately. And suddenly Bunny is in a paramount amount of trouble. Is that the right word? Paramount? Yeah, the Broodlords are being pretty patient right now. Whittling down Refinery is getting on top of Ghost. Steady targeting never actually gets off the ground here because the Broodlings are so consistently crashing on in. The Banelings are firing here too. Attempting to drop a desperation drop over here on the right side. And you know what? They're going to be okay until the Banelings show up. Attempting a flank attack over on this side. But, dude, almost fully upgraded Broodlings can chew real hard. And then there's the strike damage off the Broodlord, too. When the Broodlord shoots a projectile, a Broodling, and it hits, it does its own damage. And then the Broodling starts chewing. So, okay, that's a good steady targeting. That was one. Do you have like 10 more of those you can throw down? That's your good game. Oh, Bunny. Oh, Bunny. You had it. You had it. You had it in the bag. You were on even bases. Even bases with Serral, which is genius and brilliant. You're canceling bases. Your upgrades are good. Serral is losing stuff. Your army's bigger than he is. And then you get caught off guard by Broodlords. You just completely get caught with your pants down. You have no answer to them. You've made Marauders to deal with taking the Baneling shots, which has really done well for you so far. It's been great. But Terrans especially, to be caught by surprise there, it feels unexcusable. I understand Bunny's playing as hard as he can just to get Serral to that point in the game where he's ahead at all. But then to not scan this, not even at this point in the game, you have to know. You have to, okay, maybe just assume, right? Maybe just, whoa, jeez, careful there, microphone. Okay, we're good. Maybe just assume that because you have so many Marauders and Liberators and stuff, we're not going to see Ultralisks from Serral. And it's going to be Broodlord. It's going to be tier 3 something. He's not going to keep coming at you with Lingbane Hydra as your upgrades continue to scale. He's not. And even just starting to pump out some Vikings would have been really important. That said, Vipers were here for Parasitic Bomb. There were some good Hydras on the ground to deal with the Vikings. It would have been a tough fight, for sure. But in the end, nothing. There was nothing. There were a couple Ghosts. I think one steady targeting got off. And that was all she wrote. So great job by Serral. I mean, taking the hits and just to keep coming back. And to keep fighting and keep droning. And anytime he's given any time whatsoever, he's continuing to upgrade and expand. And there's a reason he's a BlizzCon champion. There is. This is it. You're watching it right now. Whew. Wow, that was a good one. All right. That is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft II Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead. Oh, man. I am tired. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Patreon. And until next time, as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. And you take care of yourself.